Everyone, I'm gonna be going over on how to fill out worksheet number 1, and I'm actually going to start on the back section of it. So the main groups include alkaline earth, and then going to the non-metals and metalloids. So we're gonna cross out the entire transition metals. We're not gonna work with them just yet. Okay, so from your notes, you should note that this one, it has one valence electron and then two. We're not going to do transition metals. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And remember that they either want to have 8 valence electrons, okay, so gain to get 8, or 0 valence electrons to drop one energy level that is completely filled out. So if you can you please make this one, the fourth one, more noticeable, because this is where you're going to have a change. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with the first one. The first one is easier to go to 0. So loses 1, so the charge is going to be 1 plus. Okay, this one is easier to lose 2 electrons, 1, 2, and then it's going to be like helium instead of gaining 6, so this is going to be 2 plus. We skip the transition metals. This is going to be 3 plus. It's easier to lose 3 and go to 0 than to gain 5. 4 is the same, either 4 plus or 4 minus. Okay, now it's easier to gain 3 electrons to be like a noble gas. So if you gaining, this will be 3 minus. 2 electrons to be like a noble gas, so this is going to be 2 minus. 1 electron, let me erase it so it's easier for you to see. Okay, 1 electron, 1 minus, and then the noble gases have 0. Okay, so if you haven't written this one down, go ahead and write it down. Now, number of valence electrons correspond to the Lewis dot structure, right? So if you have 1 valence electron, it would just be 1. If you have 2 valence electrons, skip the transition metals. If you have 3 valence electrons, 4, 5, and so on. Okay, so you do not have to finish up the Lewis structures, okay? So this is just so you can do the other one, okay? So the only thing that you need is the valence electrons and the charges right here. Okay, so now let's go ahead and go back to the first page over here. And so you have nitrogen. Nitrogen is a non-metal. It has, go ahead and go find nitrogen in your periodic table and find the number of valence electrons. It has 5 valence electrons. The Lewis, so remember, they either gain to get 8 valence electrons or 0 to drop one energy level that is actually completely filled out. So if it has 5, it's easier to gain 3 electrons. Okay, and if you're gaining 3 electrons, nitrogen is going to have a -3 charge. And it has a -3 charge, it's going to be an anion. And the Lewis dot structure of nitrogen is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so use valence electrons. Okay, so this is how you're going to do it. Go ahead and finish up the rest of them. There is an answer key that I left for the sub, so in case you want to check your answers.